Hello everyone, welcome to course study on solid mechanics. In today's lecture again we will discuss the numericals based on the flexural formula. We have numerical 3 and the statement of it is as follows. A simply supported beam of 5 meter span carries a UDL of 2 kN per meter over the entire span. The cross section of the beam is as shown in figure. Find out the maximum bending stress induced into the beam. This formula is same just we have discussed in the last lecture also, but in that we have considered the I section. Now in this particular problem we will consider the T section of the beam. It is a simply supported beam of 5 meter span, means a beam which is simply supported over the two support and subjected to UDL. As it is simply supported, the zone which is above the neutral axis it is in compression, and the zone which is below the neutral axis it is in tension. You have to remember that, and this particular value of compression and tension zone, it depends upon the position of neutral axis. So it means that in today's problem we are going to determine the position of neutral axis also. Depending upon the position of that neutral axis, we will decide which zone it is in compression and which zone it is in tension. This particular beam is subjected to UDL of 2 kN per meter over the entire span. As it is a UDL for the simply supported beam, again we have the maximum bending moment given by WL square by 8. The same problem we have discussed in the last lecture also, but in that we have concentrated on I section. Now we are going to concentrate on T section. We are going to find out the value of maximum bending moment also, the value of moment of inertia for entire section also, and the value of Y also, but it is for the T section only. Now we have maximum bending moment given by WL square by 8, as it is simply supported beam which is subjected to UDL. Therefore, on putting the value of W as 2 kN per meter which is given in the numerical and L equal to 5, we have the value of maximum bending moment equal to 6.25 kN meter. In Newton mm it will become 6.25 into 10 raised to 6 Newton mm. Now we have the value of maximum bending moment M. Now we are going to calculate the value of Y bar for the T section. The position of the neutral axis is given by A1 Y1 plus A2 Y2 upon A1 plus A2. Now we have two sections over here. This is section 1 and this is section 2 of the entire section. Therefore we will concentrate on A1 and A2, Y1 and Y2. Therefore for section 1 we have, this is section 1. For section 1 we have area equal to 140 into 10, because this total depth from this to this, the total depth is 140 mm, and for this wave the thickness is 10 mm. Once we have the depth and thickness, we can easily find out the area, and it is given by 140 into 10, that is 1400 mm square. Once you know the value of area A1 for section 1, we will find out the value of Y1 for section 1. For this particular section 1, we have Y1 over here, means it is half of total depth. Therefore half of total depth will become 70 mm. This is all about A1 and Y1 for section 1. Now we will concentrate on section 2. Remember that this is the section 2 for the T section, entire section. For this section we have width of the flange equal to 100 mm. For this section we have width of the flange equal to 100 mm and the thickness of the flange is equal to 10 mm. Therefore on multiplication we have the area 1000 mm square. We are going to find out the value of Y2 for section 2. The value of Y2 for section 2 will be this 140 mm plus the half of thickness of flange. Remember that for the section 2 we have the value of y2 as this total depth, which is 140 mm, plus the half of the thickness of second flange. So it will become 140 plus 10 by 2, which is equal to 145 mm. Therefore, putting the value of a1y1 and a2y2 into equation of y bar, we have y bar is equal to 101.25 mm. That should be from bottom, because we have measured all the values with respect to bottom face, and that value we have considered as a axis, control axis we have considered over here. Therefore, the position of neutral axis is at a depth of, this is the position of neutral axis, you can see over here, this is the position of neutral axis from the bottom face, and it will be in tension. Remember that this value will be in tension. This is the value of yt for a simply supported beam, and that value of yt is 101.25 mm. Once you know the value of yt, we can easily find out the value of yc also. How to find out the value of yc? This total depth minus this depth, it will give you the value of yc. Remember that we have total depth equal to 140 plus 10 mm means 150. This total depth is 150 mm. 150 mm minus 101.25 mm, it will give you the value of yc, means distance of centroidal axis in compression. Once you know the value of moment of inertia, maximum bending moment, once you know the value of y bar, we are going to calculate the value of moment of inertia for the entire section. Remember that in T section we have two sections. This is section 1 and this is section 2. For these two sections we are going to apply the parallel axis theorem, and in the previous lecture also we have applied the parallel axis theorem for the I section. Therefore, the value of total moment of inertia for section is given by Ixx1 plus Ixx2. Therefore, we will concentrate on section 1. For section 1, we have width equal to, means the thickness of wave equal to 10 mm and the depth of the wave is equal to 140 mm. Therefore, db cube by 12 will become, bd cube by 12 will become, sorry, it is not db cube by 12, it is bd cube by 12. Therefore, it will become 10 into 140 cube by 12 plus area will be 140 into 10, it will become 1400, and the distance of h1 square will become 101.25 minus 70, because the neutral axis for the entire section is at a depth of 101.25 from the bottom face, and as we have concentrated on section 1, for the section 1 we have the total depth 140, therefore the distance between 140 divided by 2 will become 70, so the distance between two axes will become 101.25 minus 70 square. In the same manner, we have Ixx2 is equal to this one, 100 into 10 cube upon 12 plus 1000 into 145 minus 101.25 square. On putting the value of all those quantity, I have the final moment of inertia as 5.576 into 10 raised to 6 mm raised to 4. In this manner, we have find out the value of moment of inertia for the entire body. We have find out the value of maximum bending moment, as it is simply supported subjected to UDL. Therefore, we have find out the value of maximum bending moment also. We have find out the value of position of neutral axis also. Therefore, on putting the value of M, I and Y into flexural formula equation, I have sigma C is equal to M upon I into YC. Because why we have considered sigma C? For the sigma C we have considered YC. For the sigma T we will consider YT. Therefore, we have maximum bending moment equal to 6.25 into 10 raised to 6 divided by moment of inertia for the entire section, it is 5.576 into YC is 48.75. Therefore, we have sigma is equal to 54.640 Newton per mm square. Oh sorry, here it is Newton per mm square because it is the value of stress, so the unit of stress will be Newton per mm square. By mistake this square is remain, so you consider it as a Newton per mm square. On putting the value of Yt into moment of flexural formula, I have sigma t is equal to 6.25 into 10 raised to 6 divided by 5.576 into 101.25. Then the value of sigma t will become 113.483 Newton per mm square. Again here it is a square is remain. If I compare the value of sigma c and sigma t, I have maximum stress in sigma t, that is 113.483 Newton per mm square. Therefore, as asked in the numerical, we have to find out the value of maximum bending stress induced into the beam, and that maximum bending stress will be 113.483 Newton per mm square. So in this numerical, we have calculated the value of maximum bending stress for the T section. So we will stop here. In the next lecture, we will again discuss the numerical based on the flexural formula. Thank you.